let's have a chat about ethics, shall we? The good, the bad, and well, the ugly. Ethics are based off of values. Although you should only open a company if you think you can gain a legitimate profit from it, you have to think of things besides money. Things like your employees, your customers, the environment, and more. What impact will your company have on our world? You have to think of what is morally right and wrong. But what you don't realize is that sometimes it's more complicated than that. It isn't always black and white. There's a gray area. Sometimes people don't take ethics into account and think mainly about the money or other benefits for themselves. This is how we get so many unethical companies, which makes it kind of understandable when companies make a questionable decision. But when it comes to major screw-ups, ethics are the exact reason that companies get so much bad publicity for making unethical decisions, and sometimes the whole company can go under. One company that especially is not known for their good ethics is Marineland. Believe it or not everybody loves Marineland. A movie came out about 4 years ago entitled Blackfish, and some incidents happening at large aquariums were featured in this movie. Ever since this, people have been thinking more and more about the environmental side of ethics that places like aquariums and zoos should really be following. If you think about it, if you have a pet, like a dog for example, you take the best care of it as possible. You walk it, you make sure it has food, a place to sleep, all the basic needs. Because if you mistreated it, it would be terrible, it wouldn't be fair, you'd feel guilty about it. So at places such as these, the moral thing to do would be to take great care of these animals. It would be the ethical thing to do. Sadly, this isn't always the case. Former employees stated that Marineland was having trouble with their water and was causing the animals to become sick. Fur loss, skin irritation, even blindness. Many people agree that trapping an animal in a pool when it's used to living in an endless ocean is unethical, but understandable. But when it comes to the company not hiring enough staff to care for the animals and not taking care of the habitat, it's a different story, and not seen as so understandable. Forever 21, a very popular clothing store that sells clothes super cheap. Sounds great, right? Well, the clothes aren't the only thing that's cheap. The company has been caught for treating their employees horribly. The Huffington Post came out with an article entitled 10 Worst Companies to Work For. Forever 21 made it number 1 the worst. Employees have been detained in the store during lunch breaks and after work as late as 2 a.m. without overpay. Not only were they detained, but their bags were rummaged through, checking for theft. Not only does the company themselves treat their employees badly, but they also work with sweatshops. The people who make the clothes sold at Forever 21 can be paid as low as $4 an hour. Even though there's lots of companies who genuinely ignore moral liabilities, there's a lot of great companies who do a lot of good work. Take, for example, my personal favorite clothing brand, Tentree. This company not only makes fashionable, high-quality clothing made from organic cotton for their customers to enjoy, but also plants 10 trees for every item purchased. Yeah, 10 trees planted in areas that need them the most. All you have to do is buy an item. This creates many jobs for planters, since they are so needed. The most updated amount of trees planted is 11,429,900. That certainly has made a great impact on our Earth. Most people who know of the company assumes the goodness stops there, but it doesn't. Tentree also has the guarantee that any items purchased are made from factories with fair working conditions. That means no sweatshops, no child labor, fair wages, fair hours, safe working conditions, and more. They only use factories that are WRAP approved. And to get WRAP approved is not a simple, easy task. It costs the companies around $2,000, and it's not just a simple audit either. It takes a lot of work. They are a great company with great ethics and promote spending time with the outdoors and taking care of our Earth even if you don't buy anything. The great thing is there is a lot of companies like this out there. Another example being Keep It Wild. This company makes high-quality clothing made in the US where factory standards are higher than some other countries, and is also where the company is located, causing less travel. They use 10% of their net profits to organizing nature cleanups and/or to organizations to help restore some of our environment. This brand also promotes you to take better care of our earth and help in nature cleanups, which they organize, whether or not you are purchasing anything from the company. But what if a company makes a mistake? For example, if they find out one of their products is not working how customers want it to. The right thing to do, ethically, is to right the wrong. A perfect example of this is IKEA. Recently, IKEA found out that their dressers were not designed to be properly anchored to a wall and were falling on top of kids. These things were literally deadly. So they recalled all these dressers so that you could return it and get your money back. This could have saved kids' lives. It's more common than you'd think for these dressers to injure kids. So good job, IKEA, for doing the right thing. So, ethics. They aren't so simple. It may even make you think twice about owning your own business. You have to think about more than your profits. See past the money and look at what effect your company will have on people, your employees, your customers, and the environment. It may seem as though it will cost more in the moment to do the right thing, but in a long run could save your company from bad publicity and potentially save your company from going under. Companies like Marineland have taken major hits due to lack of customers. If people find out you did something unethical, it will likely make them not want to purchase your product or your service. Companies like 10 Tree, however, are thriving, growing more and more popular. Always remember the basic principles that they teach even in kindergarten. Actions have consequences.